What do you think about the Colts? A lot of people, including Chris Jackson, believe pretty hard in Anthony Richardson. Me being a Gator fan also, I'm not convinced. So I'm curious your thoughts.
Yeah, honestly, I wonder if this year they wouldn't be more competitive if they started Gardner Minshew, who, has a way of keeping teams in games in the National Football League for the most part. But I think Richardson has unlimited ceiling. But is he going to see that potential realized right away? I think that's a big question. I think the thing that the Colts have going for them is they've got a number of their frontline players who had down years last year. Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, Shaq Leonard are three guys who just going into last year would have been considered among the very best at their position in the National Football League. And they all had disappointing years. So I think their hope is that those guys bounce back to some semblance of what they think is normalcy. But look, we did watch Anthony Richardson, and he does make the spectacular plays. But as you saw, Josh, I mean, he'll miss the wide open guy who's 10 yards right in front of him as well. Now, they said he's looked good throwing from the pocket this offseason, different things. And he's going to be an interesting guy to watch. I know a lot of people in Jacksonville know Denny Thompson, who works with 6 Points Jacks, who trained both Minshew and Richardson. So there is some Jacksonville connection there. I think they're a team, though, realistically, that is probably a couple of years away from getting back into contender status.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't know. What do you think of that, Chris Jackson? Do you agree?
I don't think that's an unfair assumption, if we're being honest. I think going into it, it's just like, for a fact that Richardson is somebody who they know has unlimited potential, but he's also somebody that you're not just going to throw out to the wolves, have him throwing 50 to 60 passes per game. The great thing about it is that you do have a Jonathan Taylor, you do have those guys in position where you're not going to have to go super hard, with Anthony Richardson. And I mean, I can see them kind of bringing him along the same way you saw, like what they did with Jalen Hurts. They gave Jalen a little bit of control with that offense last year. And I mean, the Eagles didn't have the best year, but, they ended up, making it to the playoffs somehow. And then you see this past year where they went to the Super Bowl, just kind of bringing him along, providing him weapons. So I think with Anthony Richardson is the perfect quarterback for the long game that they're looking to play. I mean, even if this year, if they go 5 to 6 wins, I think honestly it's just not a bad year if you're going and you're making sure that you're hitting those milestones that you see to make sure that he's progressing the way that you would like him to.
And if I could jump in, just, let's realize last year with a very aging Matt Ryan, they split 2 games with the Jags. And the thing I've been preaching a little bit is worrying about the opener, right? Week 2 is the home opener against the Kansas City Chiefs. And we remember back to 2018, the Jags felt like they should have gone further and gone to the Super Bowl. They were eyeing that Patriots game. They went on the road and played the Giants, and they really struggled and won an ugly game. But you play the Colts in week 1, you have no idea how they're going to utilize Anthony Richardson. Is he going to be the full-time starter? Is he going to be a sub-package player? Are they going to put Minshew and Richardson on the field at the same time? So I think somewhat of the element of surprise. And, I have confidence that Doug Peterson is going to have his team ready to play. This is a different regime, but it's human nature to have that look ahead when you've got the world champions coming in the next week. So if they win that opener by a point, Jaguar fans should not be disappointed whatsoever. Any win is a good win in the division this year.